Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, we're going to take a look at the 2022 Longrow Red 15-year-old Pinot Noir. Dustin, you were able to pick up a couple of these bad boys for us. This time it comes in at 51.4% ABV. And Dustin, for a Longrow Red, this is an old one.
I'd say it's the oldest they've done. Mike, I didn't pick these up. One of our
forgive me. I forget. That's
up.
Right. My buddy DJ Beacon. I appreciate that, buddy. Yeah, you were able to get these ones for us. You got the Hazelburn 15. Sorry. I said it correctly. So, DJ, thank you, my friend. Yeah, you were able to pick these up for us and send them to us. So, thank you. And we're going to get to this one here. Dustin, 11 years in ex-bourbon and 4 years in a Pinot Noir cask, which is a long maturation.
I love the new label, by the way. If you hadn't picked up on that, Mike.
What's that?
They've kind of given it almost like a slightly yellowed look.
It does
look like how white it is.
Yeah.
They've done a little something different. I like it. These, unfortunately for us, for some reason, the local store that gets these by me, Mike, decided to put this out for $102, which everybody's saying, why are you complaining? Well, because...
First guy bought us out.
First guy who saw it, bought every bottle because... Why wouldn't you at that price?
Yeah, we got a couple of them that went quick. We had to find.
I was literally at the store every day for a week straight, and then all of a sudden I'm like, and Mike, again, it's 2 p.m. I was off work. Mm-hmm. Somebody still got in before me.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard with these with Springbank Longrow, Hazelburn. It's hard to get your hands on these things. And people go crazy. I mean, they're especially priced, especially that low. It is a problem, but it's good to have friends. And we were able to get a couple of these bottles for you and I. And I'm glad we did because of all the Longrow Reds. This nose on this one, ever since the first time we tried it, so this is, I think, our third time with it. Man.
This is the best nosing red
ever.
Maybe I've missed a couple, so maybe there's one I missed, but jeez.
We got reviews on other ones, but yeah, it's a whiskey we really like. Cabernet Franc, Pinot Noir, yeah, whatever it is. But man, this one, the extra age, you can really tell. So obviously, you're going to get a lot of red fruits with this one. It's because of the type of the wine cask that it is.
Yeah, but it's for some reason for me, Mike, it doesn't come off winey. It comes off more like
comes off fruitier.
Fruitier, yeah.
No, yeah, not a sickly sweet wine. It really comes off like I would normally think out of that type of a cask match or that type of a red wine. I mean, you're getting red fruits, but it is fruity.
Mm-hmm. And then I get like gasoline on the finish too, which I don't get very often, but every now and then Longrow, not Spring, but Longrow will give this like gasoline peat, which I kind of dig.
Yeah, the smoke in this one. I remember when I originally cracked this bottle, I thought, it's pretty subdued as far as the smoke. And I was like, man, the ppm, I think I mean it's like the ppm level smells like around 10 or something on this, like a normal Springbank.
I was like, nah.
But now that we've had it open for a little while, I tell you what, the smoke level in this one is strong.
Yeah, I mean, I wish we'd gotten this one down a little bit more, guys. Full disclosure, this hasn't been open as long as we'd like, but we had to bring it to you because if there's a chance any of you guys could still get this at retail on a shelf,
this is one.
We're going to try to get it out there.
Yeah, but the earthy dirtiness in this one, along with that smoke, is just
the way that
so evolved compared to the other ones.
The way that dirty Longrow peat and like earthy malt plays with this wine cask, and I think even the bourbon barrel is playing a factor in here too, with a lot of vanilla coming through. It's incredible on the nose.
When these were sent to me, I opened it up and I got on the phone with you, and that's what I was saying. Like the way this wine cask plays with the dirty note in this is just special.
Yeah, I mean it's so earthy, dirty, but yeah, raspberry, cranberry, vanilla custard,
a little bit of red jam. I don't know what's in the jam, but it's a red jam.
Might even be like some cinnamon in that jam. I don't know what they're doing.
Overly toasted, or no, just burnt toast. Burnt toast from the Longrow spirits there.
I don't know if it's burnt toast or it's like some other spice, but yeah, I'm getting exactly what you're talking about.
A black pepper, let's say. You know what I mean? A charcoal pepper.
Yeah, rice spice maybe.
A twinge of mint. Dirty coal mint.
And yet it's light. Like all throughout this, I mean, it's
the dirty coal mint. Yeah, it's just a whisk.
But it's light. Like it's like these dark notes you start to get, but it's like in this very light, inviting.
Almost like a ghost. Like just, you know what I mean? It's insubstantial.
Yeah.
But there. But real. You know what I'm saying?
You know how Alice in Wonderland, when she goes down the rabbit hole, and it's so bright and vibrant because it's a cartoon. It's like that here. Yeah, I'm in the middle of like this dirty hole I just went down, but the lights are on. It's bright. It's vibrant.
It's a hobbit hole. Not full of oozy smells and sounds.
Yeah, smells good.
You say it turns up the vibrancy. It's almost like turning your TV on dynamic color from standard.
Yeah. You've made it much more like red and bright.
Yes. Like, okay, we've overdone this slightly. Yeah, man. I mean, again, I have always been a fan. These have always been some of my favorite Longrows, and this is absolutely the pinnacle of it. I was so disappointed when they were sold out. I wasn't going to get them. I was so happy we got 2 of these things.
I said that text, and I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me. I've been here every day.
He did say, he's like, I got 3. He's like, I'll send you 2. I'm like, it's hard to have friends. Truthfully, if he'd have sent me a 3rd one, I had to give it to fucking Keith anyway.
Yeah.
It's only when someone offers me 4 when I know I can have 2.
I know exactly how that goes.
It's hard having friends and great at the same time.
Yeah, in this case, we won having friends. Sometimes we lose.
Just like this whiskey.
Oh,
man. It's lovely red fruit sweetness, and it's dirty earthiness, too. The dichotomy between the two plays so well in this because it is nicely aged. I told you before, it comes off on the nose a little bit older than the Balvenie 15-year-old single-barrel bourbons, just from an age standpoint. And these were before young whiskeys, and now it's a good middle-aged whiskey. What do you get on the palate?
So, I took a pretty good drag on this one this time because last time it was a little difficult for me to get in. And boy, did that make a difference.
Give it to me.
So, up front, it's balanced, Mike. It's all together, which some people might make the word closed off. In my mind, it's beautifully integrated where that red wine, the peaty, Longrow malt, the dirty malt, they're all playing together all at the same time. And you're just getting this beautiful, sweet, earthy, savory, smoky experience all up front, all in one. I could probably say, look, there's a little bit of the sugar cookies, but they're not as sweet as a Springbank. There's some nice, earthy, kind of charred smoke, hint of gasoline in there. There's a wine-like note, but it's more something maybe that somebody added a little bit of sugar to. It's much sweeter than a drying red wine. And then the finish comes, and it is this earthy, peaty, smoky thing that is very distinct to this whiskey. It's not a Longrow note I've gotten before, and it's just earthy, dark. Mike, it actually almost is so unique an oak smoke thing that it's kind of reminding me of that 1985 Lagavulins woodiness. It's not quite there, but it's that level of that's not something I'm used to.
Wow. So much more aggressive on the palate.
Oh, yeah.
I love the oak note, the dirty oak note on this palate. It was sweet initially on the front of the palate, which you would expect. Red fruits, sure. Red jam. And as soon as you swallowed, dirty charcoal oak.
There you go, charcoal oak. Thank you. That's exactly it.
It is the oakiest Longrow Red I have had by far. I mean, you're right. That is nothing I've ever experienced on Longrow. That is so unique to this particular bottle. It's a chewy oak, too. Now here comes back a little bit of red fruits on the side. Mm-hmm. Good, long, smoky, earthy finish to this thing. I was about to put water in, then stop myself because I may want to go back to this one more time.
I actually put so little water in here that I didn't want it to change anything, and I can tell you on the nose, it didn't.
This is the Longrow Red to have. And we've had at least 4. No, it's our 5th one.
I've got at least 5 or 6 of
them.
Yeah.
I
don't think we've reviewed all of them, but... Yeah, because last year's Maltbach, I didn't even bother bringing over here to review because it was fine. It wasn't bad. It was a little young.
What'd I tell you as soon as I tasted this? This might be the best Longrow Red I've ever had.
Yeah.
I feel nothing different here. I'm just going to put a little bit of water in. That oak note, along with the smoke in the oak, so I told you 15 years, it was a big difference. I know we had a 13-year. We had 11s, but I think one was a 13-year. I'm like, but this feels
I don't think it's been a 14, yeah. I think
this felt way older. There's no youth notes on this whatsoever. And it's matured enough in that bourbon cask, the first 11 years of maturation,
it did
to
wonders.
develop that smoke and oak note to where it is just, you said balance and there's a lot of pieces. There is, It's more sweet on the nose. It's more earthy and just dirty on the finish, on the palate. But that is exactly what I want about a good peated Campbelltown with an overcoat of a not a sherry maturation, but some type of a wine finish maturation. It goes so well with the Longrow spirit. These Cabernet Francs, or some of the other red wine casks that they use, or Pinot Noir in this case, man, they play with this spirit so well. Like PX plays with Lagavulin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Oloroso plays with Glendronach.
I'm in my head because I'm trying to remember last time I had a Pinot Noir, which isn't that long ago.
I think we had an 11-year.
No, I mean like an actual the wine
right,
itself.
right, yeah, right.
And I'm just struggling to understand like how that flavor was able to come in here, lose all of the winey notes, and then like add all of this like
jammy,
beautiful
red,
jammy, and then like
raspberry,
also,
cherry,
and the way it's playing off of that, like because I've always thought Longrow's malt it's the lesser of the three malts with Springbank.
Well, it's peated because that takes over for it. It's 2 times distilled. I'm not going to get into
Yeah. I mean, that's been talked about enough on Whiskey Tube, I think. But because I do like the Hazelburn malt, even though I know I'm usually a peat guy. This one, sometimes it's just too earthy, too dirty, too funky to really get where I like it. And then they do younger expressions, but they've just freaking hit a home run here, man. I like this better than the 21-year-olds.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is probably preferable to the 21s we have. And we had both the 21s.
Yeah, I think they got a new one coming. But yeah, we've had the first 2 releases, and I mean, they're good.
Sometimes with peated whiskey, man, 15. What did I tell you when we were drinking earlier? Sometimes with peated whiskey with Lagavulin, with these Ardbegs, these Lafroigs, like that's 15 to 19-year range is perfect for them because they retain all the dense oiliness, especially when you bottle them at cask strength. And there's just a beautiful mix between nothing young, but nothing too old either.
I will say it's aggressive. Like I'm even getting a little bit of burn in my chest.
On the palate? Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, it's aggressive. I mean,
for 51 even.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was getting ready to say. It's like it's only 51, but man, now this drink's like it's got a lot of viscosity. It's almost denser than it is oily, if that makes sense. Like there's a density like a
both.
Husk.
It's both.
I mean, I'm just saying it's denser than it is oily.
I don't disagree with you, but it's both.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's like getting hit with a right and a left from a heavyweight champ. You know what I mean? Like both are effective.
I feel like I wish I'd had more of this before reviewing, just to make sure. Because Mike, I got a score here, buddy. I was not expecting to give, and that is a 90. I was not expecting to go 90 on this whiskey. I've had it. I knew I was going to be high, but man, I was even thinking 91 for a second there, but I had to bring myself in a little bit.
I tell you what, my enjoyment of this whiskey is a 91. From the moment I had it, my enjoyment of this whiskey is a 91. I'm with you. I'm 89, 90, somewhere in there for sure. This is absolutely the best Longrow Red I've had. If I rated, because I did a few reviews in the past of this, if I rated those a similar score, this is at least 2, if not 3 points better than any Longrow Red I have ever had before. I was so disappointed when they sold out and you couldn't get us them because they priced them too low. I was so happy when DJ Beacon said, "You want me to pick us up for?" I was like, absolutely.
You sent me that and I was just like, I think I just responded with Ben.
Yes.
And I was like, and then I'm like, wait, Mike hasn't responded. What is going on? Where are these bottles, and why are they not being purchased for us?
And forgive me for missing it at the beginning of the video, DJ. We've had so many Longrow Hazelburns recently being shipped, moved, the Springbanks, because they're all kind of hitting this time of year. The Longrows, the Springbanks, the Hazelburns. So there's been a lot of movement. But, man, I am so happy about this bottle. When he sent me there, he's like, "You want a couple?" I'm like, "Yeah." Dude,
I'll be honest, if we didn't have more reviews to do, I'm pouring more of this right now.
Yeah.
This is hitting my palate in just the best way. This is just... we've talked about whiskeys that, you enjoy the whiskey, but you don't want to pour another glass right away. Mm-hmm. I want to pour. This is going to be an endangered species unless I hold it really fast.
Buddy,
like hide it in the back of my Springbank collection.
We just had the 2022. We just had the 2022 Springbank 25, and we're this impressed with this whiskey.
Yeah.
And this is this impressive of a whiskey.
I
can't wait for it to to work our way down our bottles even more, because this is an absolute home run of the Longrow Red series. The absolute best one I've tried.
Yeah, guys, if you can get one of these, buy one for us, then get one for yourself. But just send at least 2 more of these our way.
Such a good whiskey. Such a good whiskey. Thank you again, DJ.
Oh, man. This is a home run. 160, I think, is kind of the going rate here in the States. UK guys probably paid half that, but they probably didn't get any because that's how it works over there.
And whoever didn't get this one, you guys really are missing out to that degree. The oak note, the rich, smoky oak note on this one, the extra time to develop that smoke note in that first maturation, and that oak note is just incredible in this one.
I don't have a bottle count on here, but I'm assuming it's like most of these around 9,000. But
This is going to be the one that 5 years from now, people are going to say this is the Longrow.
oh, there we go, 9,400 of these. So a little tough to get. And just to add here, I did not catch this, but it's from Grant Taylor's Volley Vineyards in Central. I'm going to butcher this, so I'm not going to try. New Zealand. So these are New Zealand Reds, which I know Springbank's a fan of. So maybe I need to try some New Zealand Pinot.
Land of Sir Edmund Hillary, first man to climb Everest. No oxygen. I always think of that when I hear New Zealand. Anyway,
to go to New Zealand,
agreed.
get a rally car, and go crazy on those windy roads.
Beautiful country.
Beautiful place.
This is one of the best Longrow Reds. They're the best Longrow Red I've had. I'm so happy to have. We got a couple of these bottles, Dustin. Thank you again, DJ. If you guys had a chance to try this particular one, get your hands on it. I think 5 years from now, people will say the Longrow Red to have was this one.
Straight chocolate now. Jeez.
Great whiskey. Dustin, until next time, what do you wish the folks?
I got nothing. Happy drinking.
See you then.
Wow.